I do not mind wearing this suit all the time, but it can result in strange looks in the city.
There's no guarantee we will discover mineral deposits in this cave, but we should look nonetheless. Winner takes all is the phrase, is it not? See anything useful?
Yes? Back to it then.
Elevated temperature here. Be sure to stay properly hydrated.
United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
The bright lights and reflections are almost enough to make you forget about those living down in the well. I am glad to be back. It will be good to have a moment to relax.
I am at your service, Captain.
Look at how far we've come. It's all becoming so overwhelming. The Starborn, the artifact visions, the music. Is it all worth it?
Mateo, are you having a crisis of faith? You?
What if the Starborn are right? What if our hunt for the artifacts is a fool's errand, doomed to failure and catastrophe?
You think we're doing the wrong thing? We just want answers. Isn't that why we all joined in the first place? The noble quest of discovery?
Agreed. We should not abandon our mission when things become difficult.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shame either of you. Blame the workings of a worried mind. I just hope that this journey doesn't turn us into something that we wouldn't recognize from where we are now.
Hate to interrupt, but I have a favor to ask. Lot of equipment on the Eye has reached the span's end. If we're going to find more artifacts further out, we need work done. Got the nods and signs from Sarah and Walter for the materials, but I need hands. Middle of the biggest city and the settled systems not passing the safety checks? Only met the Starborn out in space so far. Secrets within secrets. Wouldn't be the first time for Constellation. Fine. Camaraderie over reason. All right. Pack up the artifacts. Hopefully we'll catch a smile and keep the Starborn guessing.
I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
We should have a tour. When you have the time, of course.
It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the Eye full-time.
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. We spoke of the difference between having a purpose and having goals. I believed myself right in the moment and dismissed what you were saying. But thinking more, perhaps I have been arrogant to assume I am right. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it. doubts have never been something I would consider. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet... Perhaps now is a good time to start, then. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence. We were taught from a very young age that family always comes first, and no price is too great to pay to ensure its survival. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning. Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know.
I wanted to talk to you, but honestly, I don't know where to begin. The Starborn's technology is simply astonishing. It's just almost too much to process. Yes, I suppose I am. But you can hardly blame me, can you? You do understand the significance of this encounter, don't you? This is humankind's first contact with what I believe is an alien race. A race with technology that could be far superior to our own. Oh, we could learn so much from them. I wouldn't say I was afraid. More like approaching the situation with caution. Can't be a coincidence that these Starborn suddenly appeared after your experience at that temple. We know they're here to lay claim to the artifacts, but what's their true motivation? What aren't they telling us? I feel exactly the same way. But it certainly sounded like they weren't willing to work with us at all. Damn. Oh, if only we knew more about the Starborn. What their species is like, where they're from, how they're able to speak our language. I feel like a cadet on my very first day aboard a spaceship. My mind is absolutely swimming with questions. Then you suspect, don't you mean we? Anyway, that's an interesting theory, but given what we've seen so far, I don't see how it's possible. Their name alone, Starborn. There's some type of hidden meaning there. Something that feels very old, perhaps even ancient. Whatever the case may be, I can assure you that Constellation intends to get to the bottom of this mystery. Exactly. We must use all of the tools at our disposal to learn more about the Starborn and their connection to the artifacts. Thank you. I really appreciate your support right now. You know, it's funny. When I was a little girl, I'd lay on the ground and stare up at the stars. I was absolutely convinced they held a secret. I'd remain there for hours in silence, eyes closed, listening, waiting for the secret to be whispered in my ear. This encounter with the Starborn is that moment to me. The stars are finally whispering, and I need to hear what they have to say. Although I'm flattered that you think of me that way, there's a time and a place for that sort of talk. This is definitely not one of them. Well then, I've certainly wasted enough of your valuable time. Just do be careful if you cross paths with these Starborn in the future. I wouldn't want to lose one of the most valuable members of Constellation.
nothing else, Constellation does have excellent lodging.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available.
Believe it.
Well, if it isn't the newest addition to the family.
Sarah was just regaling us with a story involving her and Vladimir that is clearly 100% fabricated.
Are you calling me a liar, Cartry?
No, ma'am. Wouldn't dream of it.
At this point, we've all got stories that sound made up. Lucky that all of us here know they're true.
Some of our stories are a bit weirder than others, you gotta admit.
Okay, sure, but it's not a contest, Barrett. None of us thought we'd end up here like this. I was sure I'd have a nice, quiet, boring career in Mast.
I kind of figured I'd just keep securing religious relics.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that. Did you say securing or stealing?
You're never gonna let it go, are you?
You should know by now that is not how Walter operates. He never lets anything go. It's gotten him this far.
Now, Andreja, I'm sure your answer would be something about the life of a smuggler. Am I right?
It was perhaps not my plan, but my options were limited.
Hey, no judgment here. In addition to weird stories, I think we've all done a few things we're not proud of.
And that is one contest Barrett would definitely win.
What about you? I know you were kind of thrown into all this.
Discovered an artifact and tussled with pirates all on his first day. No big deal, right? I bet it does.
I don't know. Mining might have been a much safer career choice in the long run.
Beats most jobs, if you ask me. Certainly weirder than most.
I was going to say that miners don't get to uncover the secrets of the universe, but you kind of did, didn't you?
And thanks to your time at Argos, you've got marketable skills to fall back on once we're done discovering the secrets of the universe.
We have an incredibly capable group of people here. We have a path to follow, and we're going to see where it leads. We're going to figure out what this all means, and look after each other along the way. No matter what happens, we're all in this together.
I'll drink to that.
I may regret this, but there's something...
Late at night in dive bars, sometimes the old-timers share stories. About things they've seen that they just couldn't explain. Ghost stories, if you will. I've heard of things like the Starborn before. But they're real. Honest to God real. Ain't that the truth? So the obvious question is, what the hell are they? Everyone's gonna be thinking aliens, but maybe not. Their ships were incredible, but they still felt like ships. They had engines, weapons, I think I even made out a grav drive. If they were really alien, I would just expect it to be more... alien, you know? I mean, it could be some secret Freestar Varun or UC tech. But I don't know. Exactly. I'm gonna throw out another wild stab in the dark theory. Maybe they're from outside our known systems. Here's the hypothetical. Centuries ago, some brainiac scientists decide to play settler. But they go way, way beyond any place we've ever been to set up stakes. Once they get there, they make a few lucky breakthroughs, and their science just snowballs from there. I could see them getting further, faster, and hence become the Starborn. If I got it right, then you owe me a steak dinner. One way or the other, we are not alone. And that's both exciting and terrifying.
Anything I can help you with, Captain?
You're doing great out there.
Something you need? Ask whatever you'd like. My parents considered themselves to be enlightened, but their lives were so busy they rarely pursued their beliefs. By the time I was old enough to start questioning these things, the idea of following any organized religion was almost an afterthought. It's not that I don't want to believe in anything, it's that my scientific mind is often at odds with my spiritual center. Having been out there, in the Starfield, seeing all those magnificent wonders with my own eyes, I need answers, not religious theory. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but don't worry. While we're on this journey together, I fully intend to respect your religious beliefs. You mean apart from being the chair of Constellation for the past 5 years? Well, let's see. I pride myself with my aptitude for astrodynamics, calculating optimal trajectories for grav jumping. That's been quite useful in the past. And as far as planetary exploration, my area of expertise is botany. So, don't worry. I won't let you eat anything that might put you in the hospital. Exploration is my entire life. I consider it both a career and recreation. That being said, I will make a confession, but you have to promise to keep it between us. Before I graduated from school, I was in a band. And no, I don't mean the school band. I mean a rock band. We called ourselves Ironic Comet. A ridiculous name, I know. But we were just a bunch of teenagers getting together and having fun. And before you ask, no, I wasn't the lead singer. I actually played the drums. The band never really went anywhere, of course, but those were good times, and I remember them fondly. I hope you got something out of that. Talk to you later. Yes, absolutely.
Ms. Morgan, I shall be here if you need me.
It's actually comforting to know that, Andreja. Thank you.
I am at your service, Captain. I hope you are satisfied with the quarters, Captain. I will proceed to my assigned post.
Hey, Andreja. Since you're here and not at Reliant Medical.
I did what I needed to do.
I have to talk about the Starborn. Do you have a second? You do, right? I know. We don't have a lot of information right now. But even going with what we know, this is remarkable. It's mind-boggling. It's huge. It could be the dawn of a new era of humanity. Or it could be an elaborate prank or any number of mundane explanations. Spoken like a true scientist. I agree. We just need more data. There has to be a way to draw them out and figure out where they're coming from. To me, huh? You're not interested in getting this great revelation? I take your point, though. We don't have a lot of control over the situation. This could be a turning point for humanity, you know? Or it could be just the emergence of a powerful new faction, or some sort of elite military tech, or a gazillionaire with nothing else to do. All we know is that they wanted that artifact badly. Right. It would make no sense to any of us, I'm sure. Though they don't seem that bizarrely different at first glance, maybe we should continue to make observations. And who knows? Maybe we'll never see them again. Hey, Captain. Can I talk with you for a bit? Space is so hostile to humanity already, and you made it just a little bit safer for everybody. No matter what you could have done differently, this will impact a lot of lives eventually. We'll have to mark it in the Constellation history books so we don't forget it when the Turomorphs... Okay. Anyway, balancing risk versus reward is tricky. Even more so when so much hangs in the balance. So, you really think the Asylees are going to work out, huh? You must have seen some data that I didn't. Everything has a chance to mutate, and most mutations are harmless. But I get it. It's scary. It's definitely riskier than dropping off some wild animals. Oh well, it's done. By sealing the Lazarus plant away instead of destroying it, I'm worried we've made things riskier. Maybe we could study it, fair, but it will take a long time to get any actionable results. Hello, Cora. What are you reading these days? See you later.
Yeah? No, it's fine. Go ahead. Bye-bye.
Need something?
Well. Look who decided to rejoin the world.
Captain, you have returned. A cursory scan indicates that you are in good health.
Ever since I got here, we've always considered ourselves explorers. See you later.
Despite our differences of opinion back on Neon, I'm beginning to respect you as someone who can get the job done. I'm beginning to wonder if there's anything you can't handle. I'd like to test that theory. My Star Yard's been having a little trouble getting our next project off the ground. I need someone capable and decisive to step in and steer it in the right direction. Interested? Love the enthusiasm. I knew there was a reason I picked you to help with this project. It's a new ship. We want to diversify our fleet. Now, I don't know why the people I pay very handsomely to come up with new designs can't seem to get out of the R&D phase. And frankly, I don't care. I just want someone, you, to go there and show them how it's done. I did not. Part of the problem is that my designers seem to be having trouble agreeing on a plan. I should mention that you're not there to make design decisions. You're there to get the project back on track and help guide them. So, ideally, you're not adding to the problem. Excellent. I'll send word ahead to the project lead, Jules Degante, that you're taking point. They'll all be instructed to listen to you and follow your direction. I expect big things from you, so I'm excited to see what you manage to deliver. I don't believe you'll let me down.
Sarah Miss Perfect Morgan. I swear she must have radar.
What do you mean?
You see any heat leaving?
Is there a way to go faster?
Is something amiss?
Sam, buddy.
Oh, good grief. What'd she borrow?
A sample of a unique mineral that displays some lifelike qualities. Been in a box for years. Not a big deal.
I'll talk to Cora.
Clear,
She knows
clear.
she has to ask. She's a smart kid.
Very smart kid. You're in trouble.
Trust me, that's all I ever think about. Everything looks so pretty up here. We're in orbit. Let's see what there is to see.
This is Freestar Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. That's all we need. Enjoy Neon.
How many poor souls who couldn't make it in New Atlantis ended up working at the fisheries in Neon? Interesting. Something you might be interested in.
See? I told you. Look at this place. Ridiculous, right?
Why would someone open a mining
my
supplies
friend.
business on an ocean?
Welcome, my friend. It's been a long time since I've seen a
Place is
new
still
face.
open. I give it a few more months before this loser packs it in.
The first time I laid eyes on this building, I felt the same way.
Something we can buy.
You see, when I opened this shop, I had grand ambitions of creating a mining supply empire on Volai. Yet here I am, only a few years later, pockets empty, and my business on the verge of closure. It is a sad day. That would be a blessing, my friend, but I wouldn't want to impose. You would do that for a total stranger? Bless you, my friend. Bless you. I've come up with an idea that I'm hoping will generate a lot of interest in my business, and you were the final element that was missing. If you could bring these flyers to some of the other vendors in Neon, it would explain how we can improve our businesses as a group. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. You have no idea the weight you have lifted from my shoulders. I appreciate your help. If there's anything I can do, anything at all, please let me know. Certainly, my friend. I really appreciate what you are doing for me, friend.
Here, I have something for you. It's not that big of a deal. I picked it up on one of our latest planetary expeditions. I'm more than just an extra gun, you know. I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my old field collecting skills. It's been a while. Check back with me from time to time after we return from our planetary jaunts. If I pick anything up, it's all yours.
Hardcore kinetics isn't the only game in town, you know. If you're here to buy, take a look around the shop. Just keep your hands where I can see them. My store, my rules. If you don't like it, talk to Styx. He runs our, complaints department. See, now, you're just getting technophobic. And that's gonna hurt his feelings. You know, I'm sick. I mean, look at that graffiti. I don't need any handouts. I'll pass. I've got more than you can handle. Always keep plenty of ammo in stock, too.
James Newell better watch his back. He's causing problems. No percentage in causing problems in Neon.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Then let Ryujin Industries help you.
Don't get any ideas about testing out my products here. If security doesn't stop you, I will. Hey, thanks for stopping by. The name's Ken. Let me know if you have any questions. I know these weapons like the back of my hand. Likewise. Let me know if you need any help. What brings you to Ryujin Tower today? Well, then you're in the right place. I'm open for business. You should stop by the Tranquility Shop before you go, too. Delilah there is sweet and loves a good chat. Of course, you're probably here for the neuroamps. The Ryujin store's right across the lobby. You should poke your head in even if you aren't looking to buy. Give me a shout when you find something you like. Don't be so surprised. Ryujin Tower's got a little of everything. Besides, here at Arbron, our goal is to provide safety and protection for our customers. That's why we're the only brand to carry our very own non-lethal weapons. The Nova line. Thanks for stopping by.
You've got something for me? Bye for now.
To become part of the most advanced technology corporation in the settled systems.
Something? Yeah? Buying, selling, or moving? Yeah? Well, then let me spell it out for you. You either walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price. So, instead of wasting my time making me explain how the business world works, let's get a move on. Hey, I never said stole. You used that word, not me. Look, let's stop playing games. We both know what I'm talking about. Now what'll it be? Not interested. Then here I thought you were just wasting my time. Time to move on.
Well, with all signs pointing to the Astral Lounge.
Hey there. Got the shakes, huh? Don't
Hello.
worry, Doc Man.
Hope you're feeling well today.
Is it that obvious? Yeah, haven't zoned in like a week.
Oh my goodness. Another poor soul. All right. Tell me what happened to you. Is it an Aurora overdose? Something else, perhaps?
He isn't.
That's a very wise choice. Since you're clearly a first-time visitor to Reliant Neon, I'd love to offer you a free checkup, but I'm afraid I'm dangerously low on supplies.
If it worked for you, I hope it works for me.
I can assure you it isn't by choice. You see, I'm a bit at odds with the current administrator of Neon. His drug is turning the streets into a graveyard, and he doesn't seem to care. We've argued about it on more than one occasion, and all he's done is try to persuade me to quit. Thinning out my supply chain is his newest tactic. Then you understand what I'm up against. At this point, I've resorted to asking anyone that has a ship registered outside of the Volii system to bring me medical supplies. I pay them for the supplies, of course, but it's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, anything at all, you just let me know. That would be amazingly helpful. It's a relief to meet someone who gives a damn about anyone other than themselves for a change. Oh, and I'll pay you directly for the supplies, of course. It's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. As much as I'd like to believe that, let's wait and see how you feel after you make the delivery. Anyway, I have a contact over at the clinic in the Narian system. Abby Edding. She's one of the nurses there. She'll get you started. Thank you so much for doing this. You have no idea how helpful it'll be for the poor folk that live in Ebside. I wouldn't mind a bit of extra traffic as long as the supplies allow for it. A few extra credits never hurt. Huh. Well, it's completely dependent upon how long the user's been addicted. People have been using for, say, 2 years or less. I've been able to put through a full detoxification program successfully. But there are others who have been addicted pretty much all their adult lives, and I have yet to try and cure someone who hasn't relapsed. Stay away from Aurora before you get hooked.
We're locked in. When do I head?